Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let's talk about what's been making waves lately in Browns Nation, because it's not just about the games or the roster moves anymore. There's a lot of buzz around our young rookie quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. Yes, you heard that right, Shedeur Sanders, the promising quarterback who many believed could be a pivotal piece for Cleveland's future. But as with many young talents stepping into the NFL, the start hasn't been exactly smooth sailing. And honestly, that's putting it lightly. You see, Shedeur Sanders, the son of Hall of Fame cornerback Deion Sanders, entered the league with a lot of hype. Coming out of college, he was projected as a first-round pick, a guy with incredible talent, a gunslinger with a big arm, and enough charisma to become a franchise quarterback. But the draft process was complicated. After a lot of speculation and buzz, Sanders surprisingly fell all the way to the 5th round. Now, in the NFL, falling that far is never a good sign, especially for a player with his profile. It immediately raised questions about his character, his readiness, and whether he could handle the pressure of pro football. And unfortunately, the first few weeks of his rookie season haven't done much to dispel those doubts. What's caught people's attention, unfortunately for all the wrong reasons, are his off-field issues, specifically his run-ins with law enforcement. Over the past couple of weeks, Sanders has been cited twice for speeding tickets. Yes, speeding tickets. That might seem minor to some, but in the world of professional sports, especially for a rookie trying to make his mark, it's more than just a traffic violation. It's about perception, discipline, and how he's managing himself off the field. And trust me, Browns fans, these incidents have sparked a lot of concern, not just because of the legal trouble itself, but because they feed into the narrative that Sanders might not have the maturity or the focus needed to succeed at this level. Now, I want to clarify something right off the bat. Sanders has been very vocal about his mistakes. He's not trying to sweep this under the rug or pretend it's not a big deal. In fact, he took to social media, posting a video at a charity softball game hosted by Browns tight end David Njoku to address the situation. In that video, he openly admitted that he's made some wrong choices, that he's aware of the mistakes, and that he's learning from them. It's a mature approach, at least on the surface. He said, "I've made some wrong choices, I can own up to it. I learn from them." It's important to recognize that even in the NFL, players are constantly under a microscope, and their ability to own their mistakes and grow from them can be the difference between a career that soars or one that stalls before it even really begins. But here's where things get more complicated. Sanders didn't just stop at admitting his mistakes, he also addressed his speeding violations directly. He said, I made some wrong choices personally. I gotta own up to them. I made some not great choices. It's a straightforward acknowledgement, and it's good to see that level of accountability. However, the reality is that actions speak louder than words, especially when it comes to NFL teams and their management. So far, neither Sanders nor the Browns organization has issued any official statements beyond that social media post. The silence from the team is telling, and it leaves fans wondering, how serious is this? Is it just a rookie mistake, or are there deeper concerns about his character? What makes the situation even more problematic is the fact that Sanders failed to show up for his first court hearing related to the speeding ticket from June 5th. Missing a hearing like that, especially for a young player trying to establish himself, is not a good look. It raises questions about his professionalism, his respect for the legal process, and his ability to handle responsibility. These issues are especially sensitive given that Sanders is fighting for a roster spot, and more critically, for a chance to be the starting quarterback. The Browns invested a lot in him, and a lot of fans have high hopes, but these off-field concerns threaten to overshadow his on-field potential. And let's be honest, Browns fans are no strangers to the importance of character in building a winning team. The organization has historically valued leadership, discipline, and accountability, traits that, if absent, can derail a rookie's career before it even takes flight. Shedeur Sanders, despite his talent, is now facing a critical crossroads. The NFL is a league that doesn't forgive easily when it comes to off-field issues, especially for players who are still trying to prove they belong. The competition for the starting quarterback position is fierce. Dillon Gabriel, a fellow rookie, already has a leg up in terms of draft capital and experience. Meanwhile, veterans like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett bring stability, leadership, and a history of staying out of trouble, which makes their presence valuable assets for the team's locker room and on the field. If Sanders doesn't show a significant turnaround, if he doesn't demonstrate that he's capable of handling himself maturely and responsibly, the possibility of him being cut from the roster becomes more than just a hypothetical. It's a real concern among Browns insiders and fans alike. The franchise's future, especially with a potential playoff run or even a deep postseason, depends not only on talent but also on character. And right now, Sanders' off-field issues are casting a shadow over his talent. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Cleveland Browns, for those who follow closely, are in a unique position. They've been building for a strong contender for years, with a roster that includes stars like Myles Garrett on defense and a promising offense led by new additions and some promising young players. The arrival of Deshaun Watson last season was seen as a major step toward playoff contention, and fans have been dreaming of a deep run. But consistency has been elusive, partly due to injuries, some coaching changes, and yes, issues with discipline and focus. Sanders' arrival was seen as a potential game changer, an exciting, dynamic quarterback who could inject new energy into the offense. For Browns fans, the hope was that he'd develop quickly, learn from the veterans, and become the face of Cleveland's future. But the reality is, he's got a long way to go, and these recent troubles are a stark reminder of how fragile that process can be. If he's serious about making an impact, he'll need to turn things around fast, show maturity, and earn the trust of the coaching staff and his teammates. The Cleveland coaching staff, led by head coach Kevin Stefanski, is known for its focus on discipline and character. They've built a reputation for developing players, but they also hold high standards. If Sanders continues to make mistakes, especially legal or behavioral ones, he risks losing the opportunity to be a starter, and worse, he could find himself off the team entirely. It's a tough lesson, but one that many young players have had to learn the hard way in the NFL. Looking ahead, the Browns have a lot riding on this season. They have a talented roster, a solid defense, and an offense that has shown flashes of brilliance. But to take the next step, they need a quarterback who can lead, stay focused, and be a positive influence in the locker room. Sanders' off-field issues are a distraction, but they also serve as a test of his maturity and commitment. Will he rise to the occasion? Can he learn from these mistakes and prove to everyone that he's the future leader Cleveland needs? That's what everyone's waiting to see. This situation also highlights a broader theme in the NFL: how young players handle fame, pressure, and responsibility. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, to make mistakes, but the league is unforgiving. Every decision, every action is magnified. Browns fans are passionate and eager to see their team succeed, but they also want to see their players grow into role models. That's part of what makes the NFL special: the stories of redemption, growth, and resilience. And let's not forget, Shedeur Sanders has the talent to be a star. The question is, will he be a star with character? Will he learn from his setbacks and become the player and person that Cleveland can rally behind? The journey is just beginning, and it's up to him to turn these early setbacks into stepping stones for a brighter future. If he can do that, he might still have a chance to carve out a successful NFL career. If not, well, the road ahead could be much tougher than anyone expected. So, Browns fans, this story isn't over yet. It's still unfolding, and it's going to be fascinating to watch how Sanders responds in the coming weeks and months. Will he mature and grow from this experience? Or will these mistakes define his rookie season? The answer will shape not only his career, but also the trajectory of the Cleveland Browns in the AFC North and beyond. The stakes are high, the division is fierce, and the opportunities are there. But it's all about how he handles himself moving forward. Now, shifting gears a bit, it's important to remember that the Browns are a team with a proud history. A team that's come close to greatness several times, but has often fallen short due to inconsistency or missteps. The fans have endured a lot, but their passion remains unwavering. They want to see their team succeed, they want to believe in their players, and they want to see a brand of football that's disciplined, exciting, and winning. And honestly, they're right to hold those expectations high. This current situation with Sanders is a reminder that talent alone isn't enough. It's about character, dedication, and resilience. Cleveland's front office and coaching staff are watching closely, and they'll be making decisions based on what they see on and off the field. It's a test for Sanders and for the Browns, too. Can they develop this raw talent into a franchise quarterback? Can they guide him through the pitfalls and help him mature into a leader? That's the story to follow, and I promise, it's going to be one full of twists, lessons, and hopefully, redemption. As we look ahead to the rest of the season, it's clear that the Browns are still in a strong position to contend. The AFC North is a tough division, with teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers always ready to fight for supremacy. But Cleveland has shown resilience, talent, and a winning mentality. They just need their quarterback to be consistent, not just with his arm, but with his character. Because in the NFL, it's not just about what you do on Sundays, it's about who you are all week long. And right now, Sanders has an opportunity to prove that he's more than just a talented rookie. He can be a leader, a professional, and someone who helps uplift the Browns to new heights. So, Browns fans, stay tuned. Keep your hopes high but your eyes open. This season could be the one where everything clicks for Sanders or where his struggles become a lesson for everyone. Either way, it's going to be a story worth watching. The Browns have a lot to prove, and with the right mindset and maturity, they can still achieve great things. The journey is far from over, and the best is yet to come. Keep the faith, stay passionate, and let's see how this chapter unfolds. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, rooting for our team, hoping for growth, and dreaming of that next Super Bowl appearance. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. Do you believe Sanders can turn things around? Are you worried about his off-field issues impacting his future? Or do you see potential for growth and redemption? Whatever your thoughts, we want to hear them. Remember, this is a community and your voice is vital. I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and news on everything Browns. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting our team through thick and thin. The season is just beginning and the story is still being written. Thanks for watching, Browns fans, and as always, go Browns.